How to help your son find real friends. This is something I struggled with at the long time. And so if he has struggled making friends that stick around, if he has some kind of people acquaintances but no actual connections, then stay tuned because I'll share with you exactly how I was able to make real friends. So if you're new here, my name is Agam Dewan. So I'm a child, adolescent, and adult psychiatrist. And so it's my job to help moms help their sons and connect with them and improve their mental health. When I think back to my stages in life, right, I had high school, college, med school, residency, and then now attending New York life. And when I think back to the friends who've stayed with me over the years, I have one friend in high school, a bunch of friends from college, two friends from med school, one friend from residency, and then now some friends in my New York who I still keep in touch with. And I've been thinking, like, why is it that I've stayed in touch with other friends, some friends, but not others? The college experience is what really stands out to me because though I have more of those friends ever than all my others combined. And the reason is because we did something together. So in college, I made many friends. I made friends through my honors program. I made friends from a class. I made friends from just like general socializing. I made friends from just random club events. Made friends at social events and parties. But the friends I really kept in touch with were my fraternity bros. And the reason is because our friendship was just more than like parties and drinking, or even just like a common interest like video games. It's because we built something together. All of us, our brothers in the fraternity, we all wanted to make the chapter better. For example, I was a scholarship chairman, and so it was my job to help out the chapter with the grades. So I created a study plan for them. I had study schedules for all the brothers under 3.0 GPA. I gave lectures on study skills. I would hold like study halls. I would do like incentives to help brothers get more hours. So like I would collaborate with the other executive board members to make decisions for the chapter, like the president, vice president. We had an exec meeting every week. I would go to like national meetings to learn how I can help out my chapter better. Every week we would have a chapter meeting where we would discuss the affairs of the chapter, like what the plans were, what we were doing grades wise, what we were doing socially wise, what events we were planning. For example, like homecoming was a big event that we'd plan every year. So I'd discuss, okay, what can I do to help out with homecoming? And basically we all had the goal to make the chapter better. And so I remember with the grades wise thing, our grades improved. Our average GPA went from like a 3.0 to a 3.2. And so we went from fourth on campus to second. So that was a jump for us to do that out of the rankings. And even now, like I still like, keep in touch with my chapter. Like one of my friends is a chapter advisor. And so he helps out the younger guys. One of these scholarship chairmen of the current chapter, this is 10 years later, he'll text me and just like, ask me if I want to be an advisor for him. And like, I said, yeah. My point is that we were able to make lifelong friends because we had a common thing that we worked on together. And then we had basically my friend hosts a Christmas party every year. And every year I go to this Christmas party in Alabama. And by going to this Christmas party, I get to keep in touch with all my old friends. And we all have that connection from our fraternity experience. So I realized that, when you do something collectively together more than just like a simple interest, that's how you maintain friends. For example, in med school, like I had a lot of friends in med school, but now I only really keep in touch with like 2 or 3 of them. Because med school, it's not like we worked on it. We did med school together, but we didn't work on something together, if that makes sense. So there's definitely, but the reason I still kept friends from med school still is because we still went through a hard thing together, right? And that builds friendships. We didn't work on something. I think that's the higher level. But the lowest level, of course, is just like having a simple interest. Like I met so many people, like I'm into video games, I like gaming, but I met so many people into games, but like that's not enough for me to maintain that friendship with them just because we like games. Like, okay, like plenty of people do. Now in New York, like I've met many, many people, but the people who I'm really friends with here, they are the ones who we're trying to build a social club, a social circle together. Like that's our goal. Like basically we're hosting regular events like dinners. We host trips regularly once a month, like or once every 2 months, right? We'll plan events like just in the city, that people can come to. Literally like every week we'll get on a group call and decide, okay, what kind of event are we doing? Okay, what are we doing with our Instagrams? What kind of goals that we have to hold each other accountable. So it's like a higher level thing. Like we have a vision to build a social club in the city. So we're working on that vision. That's the goal. And like now I feel super connected to the people who are part of this, because it's not like we're just like hanging out and like going to bars or whatever. We're actually accomplishing something together. We have real goals and a mission to accomplish. And it makes me want to be more friends with them than just like the random person I meet on the street. So now for your son's point, right? If he wants to make lifelong friends, what he should do is get involved with things that really has him working together with people. Like let's say he joins a video game club, right? Step 1 is just joining the club. Step 2 would be like actually becoming involved with the club's leadership. Maybe some organization of the events, maybe planning, maybe even hosting, because now he has a more active role in it and he can really bond with a lot of the other people that he's working with. If he's in class in high school, for example, like science class, biology class, just talking in class is not going to be enough. But now if they study together, that can be something. If they decide to go on walks together, that for exercise, that can be something. If he's trying to get more into the gym and he wants to do a little bit more weightlifting, getting his gym partner, now they're working on something together. They have a common goal. So they can really bond together that way. See, men are different than women. I think women bond a lot through just talking. So that's very key for you to remember, Mom. Women bond through talking. Men bond through activities, doing stuff. Whenever I hit up my boys, like, I don't want to just like talk. I'm like, some of my best friends, I won't talk to them for years or like 6 months or a year, because like it seems pointless to me. Like I don't want to just like talk. But if I'm like, hey bro, you want to go to the city, you want to go do a trip here, you want to meet up here, one of my friends I'm thinking of, he's like, yeah, sure. Like, yeah, I'm down. And then we meet up and like literally like it's like no time has passed. One of my friends, like the way that we keep up is we play games online together. Like every like once a month or something, we'll get together and play Smash Bros. And that's been good to keep up our friendship. And like, that's when we talk, is like from playing the game together. But I'm not going to talk. I'm not going to just call him up, be like, hey, how you doing? And like, like that's just not a thing that guys do. So understand that like you can help your son bond through activities. And the more he gets involved in the activities, like the higher level of leadership he gets, the more invested and the better friends he's going to make from that too. So it's having that shared goals, having the collaboration and pushing each other forward, whether it's gym wise, whether it's social club wise, whether it's academics wise, whatever that thing is, that's going to make a huge difference too. Because if you think about it, most people, the way they make friendships, they're not intentional. It's just passive. It's like, oh yeah, I grew up with this kid, or we were in the same class together. It just kind of happens passively, right? And then you guys they just naturally connect. He's not being intentional about the people he actually wants to become friends with. Because once you start doing that, you start curating the people you want in your life. The most successful people do this. They are very intentional about the people who hang out in their lives, and they only hang out with people who make their lives better. Like this is a very, very intentional thing. And that's what I found with my life, is that the people who I want in my life, who are long-term friendships, are the ones who actually help make me better. In med school, like I had a couple of friends and we would study together, and so that really helped. My other friend who I stayed in touch with, he would help me with gym advice, so we stayed in touch from that too, because I got a lot of gym advice from him. So that's what I've noticed, is the friendship is not just a shared interest, it's about common goals and working towards something and challenging each other. That's the big thing. I remember hearing this in a spirituality book. It was like the feminine grows through praise, like encouragement. The masculine grows through challenge. So like having guys who push each other to be better, that's more important. And I think that's what's going to make the difference for your son too. So you can encourage him to join groups where he can level up in the groups and actually become involved in the leadership of them. Become an organizer, as I had mentioned. Focus on the quality of friends rather than quantity. That can be really important too. And lastly, Mom, if you want to help him, you can also model good friendships in your own life. Kids always learn through models. So the more that you're able to show healthy, purposeful, supportive relationships, the more that your son will gravitate towards that too. So I hope you found this helpful and how your son can get more meaningful, lifelong friends. So if you want my personal help with that or with your situation, feel free to book a consult in my bio, and we'll see where we're a good fit.